It's safe to say my boy Jaime Jaquez Jr. is back, y'all. And right now on FanDuel, the sponsor of today's video, you can get Josh Hart as the odds-on favorite to win Sixth Man of the Year at plus 1100. And I ask you, FanDuel, is that the same Josh Hart that got bodied by Jaime Jaquez yesterday? I don't even see Jaime Jaquez on here for Sixth Man of the Year. I think FanDuel did have his odds on there, but then they took him off because they're probably going to update it since Jaime has been balling to start the season. So when they add him back, make sure you get in because, of course, I think Jaime has a great chance to win that award the way he started this season. And in today's video, I want to do a film breakdown of his performance versus the Knicks and kind of show why he's been so successful this year. So we've been hearing a lot about how Spo really isn't calling any plays this year, and he's just sort of letting the guys freelance on offense. And I think this first clip is a great example of how that benefits Jaime Jaquez because he's not a guy who's ever going to get any plays called for him. He's much better in a fast-paced, fluid offense, and you're going to see him get a nice, strong, aggressive take here and finish at the rim. One of the negatives of not calling any plays, though, is sometimes you're going to have poor spacing. You can see at the end of the clip right here, Bam and Drew Smith sort of occupy the same corner. So even if Jaime wanted to kick out to Bam because Towns is helping off of Bam, it's sort of an awkward angle and there's not a lot of space to kick it out there just because both guys are occupying the same area. And that started because at the top here, Bam and Jovic kind of cut at the same time. You're going to see they're both pretty close to each other, but because they both have such a high offensive IQ, they're going to see Jaime with the clear out up top. So they're both going to kind of vacate to the corners. The problem is Drew Smith does the same, and that's how you get Drew Smith and Bam in the same right corner over here. Now, the spacing on the left side of the court is pretty good. You got Fontecchio on the top left wing. You have Jovic in the top left corner. So if Anunoby or Brunson was to help off, Jaime could kick out if he wanted to. But because Jovic and Fontecchio have been shooting the ball so well, both of those guys kind of stay home. So that allows Jaquez just enough of an advantage to get to the rim right here, although he still does finish over two defenders. You see right here, Drew Smith is going to kick it to Jaime Jaquez, who right away is going to make a move to go downhill. I love that aggressive attack by him. He doesn't play around with it, and that momentum is what gives him the edge to get right past Josh Hart. You're going to see him with that first step right here to boom, and then he's going to do a right to left between the legs cross, move Josh Hart out of the way, hit him with a behind the back, and just some very fancy dribble work and great trigonometry on the finish as he does a very tough angle off the glass. I think his handle is so underrated. He's so shifty with the behind the back. He has Josh Hart lost. One more dribble into the paint, keeps the ball protected here. Towns is going to help off, but because Jaquez is so great at finishing, he's able to throw it high off the glass, and this is a beautiful finish from Jaime Jaquez after a very confident and aggressive take just off a fast-paced, free-flowing offense. And this time, you're going to see Jaime Jaquez kick out to the open shooter after drawing a bunch of defensive attention, and Fontecchio is going to knock down the nice-looking three-pointer. The play is going to start with Anunoby, the Knicks' best defender, guarding Jaime Jaquez. Bam's going to come up and set the screen, and then Fontecchio is going to set a screen on Bam's man, which is Towns here. That's going to allow Jaquez to get the mismatch on Clarkson, who starts posting him up, draws a bunch of attention, and that's how he kicks it out to the wide open Fontecchio. I want to note here how as soon as Jaquez sees that he's going to have the smaller Clarkson on him, he immediately goes to the post because he knows he can back him down. Tyler Kolek is going to try to rip him from behind since Jaquez isn't looking. This is the same type of steal that you'll see Drew Smith get in the next clip, but because Jaquez has great awareness, he's able to pick the ball up right here. He's going to see Towns helping off Fontecchio, and although this is a pretty poor pass, you see it's very far outside of the shooter pocket for Fontecchio. Fontecchio has proven to be such an elite shooter. It doesn't matter to him, and that's all he needs to knock it down. He just needs the ball in an inch of space, and that's what Jaquez gets him after drawing three defenders. And you're also going to see Nikola Jovic doing a really good job here, spacing in the corner. I don't always love seeing Jovic sitting in the corner. I feel like last year, that's pretty much all he did at times was just be a corner sitter, to be a floor spacer. I don't want to see it all the time, but definitely sometimes, which will allow for plays like this, as you're going to see the three Knicks defenders on him. Jaquez feels the pressure and gets it out to Fontecchio, who's just magnificent from downtown. And now we're going to see some beautiful transition work from the Miami Heat, something I haven't been able to say in years. And Jaime Jaquez is going to get another nice finish at the rim, which should have been an and one. This one all starts here with the impeccable defense by Drew Smith, who was able to tip the ball away from Towns from behind. That's something that Jimmy Butler was so great at. He knows when to leave his man to get a steal, because right here, it's like, yeah, he's leaving Tyler Kolek, but because Towns' back is to Kolek, Drew Smith knows that Towns is not passing this ball, and he has such great timing and speed on the defensive end to knock this ball away. And the part that I want to note is as soon as it's a loose ball, all 5 players on the Miami Heat start running back faster than the Knicks guys. You're going to see right here, Drew Smith get the tip. And before he even has possession of the ball, you're going to see Jaime Jaquez start to go in motion towards the other end. Jovic is starting to go in motion towards the other end. Fontecchio and Bam are going to take off and follow. But look at Clarkson and Yabusele. Clarkson's here. He's got his hands up. You're going to see Yabusele kind of throw his neck down and look all mopey before getting back. That's the difference in pace between these two teams right now. I want to highlight again, we'll stop it right here, as all 5 Heat players are getting back. Clarkson is just now starting to get back, and Yabusele is not going to get back for another half a second here. And when we talk about fast-paced offense and in transition, this is what we're talking about. As you have your 6'10 power forward, mind you, start the fast break. What a luxury to have. And then Jaime, just such a great finish at the rim. Should have been an and one, but I love this strong aggressive take in transition. And I love how on this play, everybody clears out, which allows Jaime Jaquez to get aggressive here. You're going to see him coming down the court, and he's going with a head of steam. You can see he's already attacking with still about 20 seconds on the shot clock, as right here he's making his move. You got 19 on the shot clock. And too many times last year, the Heat danced around the three-point line, going ISO, and then didn't even get inside the three-point line, didn't even make a pass until there was like 8 seconds on the shot clock. They waited way too long to get into their actions, but not this year, as he's going to immediately attack and finish with the beautiful left-hand layup. As soon as Jaquez is coming down the court here, you're going to see Fontecchio go to the left side of the court, and then Andrew Wiggins is going to drive baseline, also go to the left side of the court. So you have all 4 players on the left side of the court. That opens up this side for Jaime to attack. He's able to get to that left hand and finish over the smaller Josh Hart, and there's just no way that anybody's stopping this play. Great cross by Jaime to get the leverage there. Beautiful touch on that. No backboard, soft scoop finish. Just another very difficult, beautiful finish by Jaime Jaquez, and I love the aggressiveness on this one as well. And the aggressiveness continues as Jaime gets another really nice layup in transition over the backpedaling Mikal Bridges, another great defender. The play is going to start with Bam Adebayo, our center, locking down Jalen Brunson. Of course, Brunson got cooking late, but it is nice knowing we have a guy like Bam who can literally guard everybody 1 through 5. He consistently makes it difficult for the best perimeter players like Jalen Brunson. So Bam gets the great contest. The shot goes up. Look at this beautiful box out by Pelle Larsson. This is why Spo loves Pelle, because of effort plays like this. He does a great job throwing his body on Towns. Towns is even hooking Pelle's arm right here. Could have been an offensive foul on Towns, but Pelle is going to get the body on him. That seals him to allow Jaime Jaquez to get the rebound, who is immediately going coast to coast. Once again, he's on the left side of the court and makes a nice move to get back to his right for another soft touch finger roll, this time with the right hand. You're going to see again how Bridges is backpedaling, so that's how Jaime gets his advantage there, because as the shot goes up, Bridges is up here because he's got to be the first one to get back. And if you attack in transition, you can always take advantage of a player backpedaling like this, because Mikal is a great defender, but when you're pushing pace this fast and he's going backwards and you see Jalen Brunson turning around here, the defense is off balance. If you get downhill like this, there's very little the defense can do to stop you from getting at the rim at will, which is what Jaime Jaquez did a great job of right there. And now we're going to see another great paint touch for Jaime and kick out to the shooter. Drew Smith is going to give it back to Jaime, who makes a nice drive to get a paint touch. He's going to kick it out to Jovic, who splashes the open three-pointer. Right here, Jaime is going to see a matchup he likes on the smaller Tyler Kolek, so he's going for the post-up. He's going to pick up his dribble, give it back to Drew Smith, and because Drew Smith is such a high offensively IQ player, he's going to let Jaime reestablish position and give him the ball back right here. But Jaime notices that he now has a lane to the rim. So he's going to do this strong take, draw basically the attention of 5 defenders and kick it out to Jovic, who's wide open there. And that's the benefit of having shooters. You know, I know I said earlier that the Heat wouldn't call a lot of plays for Jaime Jaquez, but I kind of wish they would allow him to get 2 or 3 post touches a game because he's so great with his back to the basket, especially when he has space. You'll see as he relocates here and he has the open lane to drive, he could do this dump off to Bam. He has Fontecchio in the corner who's wide open. He could give it back to Drew Smith, who's going to be out of frame here at the top of the key. And Anunoby has to leave to guard Fontecchio because Shaman had to leave Fontecchio to guard Jaime, and that's what leaves Jovic wide open up top here. This is just beautiful ball movement, all led from the great attacking of Jaime Jaquez and just high offensive IQ and great spacing. You just see all of it on this play. And very high offensive awareness by Jaime. You know, we talk a lot about his touch at the rim and his great footwork. Y'all know I love his footwork. But just to have the vision here to sort of fake this pass to Fontecchio and then throw it on a rope right to the shooting pocket of Jovic, nobody within 20 feet of him. What a way to manipulate the defense by Jaime Jaquez. And now we have another great post move by Jaime. This one, again, he attacks early in the shot clock and gets the tough fadeaway to go. I love this one from Jaime because you could see here on the shot clock and game clock, he's attacking with still over 20 seconds to go on the shot clock, but also 32 seconds on the game clock, which means the Heat would be able to get a 2-for-1, which they almost scored on. The final possession was a Jovic full court heave that almost went down, but the Heat got the ball back because Jaime knew to kind of attack early to allow the Heat to get that extra possession. So you're going to see him get the ball here in the post with great spacing. Once again, shooter in this corner with Fontecchio, shooter in this corner with Jovic. You're going to see Bam up top here being a nice outlet if Yabusele was to commit hard. He does commit initially, but then he does sag off a little bit right here, and that's what allows Jaime to know he has the space to rise up and shoot over the smaller Josh Hart. Jaime does a great job keeping his balance here because he does this one pivot right here. He pump fakes. Josh Hart really doesn't bite on it, so Jaime resets his feet and does an excellent job to rise up and fade. And when we talk about the footwork of Jaime, this is what we're talking about. It's not always the fancy dream shakes and up and unders that he does. It's also this. Shooting this type of fadeaway off balance where you pivot like this and then you have to reestablish and pivot. This is excellent footwork by Jaime Jaquez and just great awareness of the shot clock. And he gets a bit of a shooter's roll too. I mean, this ball hits the front of the rim. So when it's your night, it's your night, and these are the kind of bounces that Jaime really wasn't getting last year, so you got to feel great for my guy. Similar type of play here once again that we've been talking about. Great paint touch and kick out. This time it's Fontecchio again. You're going to see Jaquez attacking early. Once again, there's less than 20 seconds on the shot clock, and he's already within the three-point line. Does a great job here. He's going to see the smaller Jordan Clarkson on him again, like we saw earlier. He's immediately going to put his back to him and get into the paint because he can out-muscle Jordan Clarkson. He's going to draw the attention of Bridges, draw the attention of Anunoby, two of the best perimeter, lanky, longest wingspan defenders in the entire NBA. He has the offensive awareness to pick up the ball so he's not stripped, and then hits the open Simone Fontecchio because for some reason, nobody told Anunoby that boy is a sniper. Jaime actually has a few options here too. You see once Mikal Bridges completely leaves him, you have Jovic wide open here. You also have Fontecchio wide open at the top of the key. When have the Heat ever had this many options offensively? This is why they're scoring almost 120 points per game, is because they have so many guys that could shoot the ball, and they're all moving so well without the ball. And when you're playing with pace, it just allows you to throw the defense off and get these guys open. I'm just getting excited, and I'm loving what I'm seeing because the Heat lead the league in offense, guys. They lead the league in pace. Is this real life? Great shot by Fontecchio. And in the last play, we said he outmuscled Jordan Clarkson, but he can also body a cat. As this time Jaquez comes down in transition. It's not even in transition. I think the Knicks scored before this, but he is still pushing pace even after makes. You're going to see Bam come and set the screen right here on the right side of Shamet. Jaquez is going to hang dribble and then reject the screen. That gives him the advantage to get past Shamet, and then he just puts his shoulder into Towns like a grown man, hangs in the air longer. Towns is going to fly off him, and Jaquez gets the nice finish with the right hand. Once again, you have beautiful spacing on this play. And also, Jaquez is attacking with still about 20 seconds left on the shot clock. He's going to break the three-point line, drive inside. You got Drew Smith, shooter in the corner. Nikola Jovic, shooter in the left wing. Simone Fontecchio, shooter in the top of the key here. Bam Adebayo could be open here. So if any of these guys dare to help off their man to guard Jaime knows he could kick it out to the shooter. I guess this time the Knicks didn't help One, because the Heat were hitting threes all night, and I guess they thought that Towns could stop Jaime at the rim. And I say, no, get your weight up, son. Jaime Jaquez bodied him here. Beautiful play to close out this video. But that's all I got to say for this video. I'm still hype. I think at this point, we can all agree the Heat are a good team. That is all of us except FanDuel, where right now they still have the Heat at plus odds to make the playoffs. It's been going down since I first told you, but right now you can get in at plus 116, so you definitely might want to check that out because the Heat are firing on all cylinders at this moment. But anyways, that's all I got to say for this video, so let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. I'm very curious to hear what y'all think. Make sure you like and subscribe because I'm on the grind to 10,000 subs. I do appreciate all y'all support, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out, everyone.
Pull up in your city, tryna get that dead face. Do it on my own, I don't need no dead weight. Had to kill him off, yeah, I need a head space. You know this homegrown bitch don't offend me.